A man in Loveland is caught up in tariff confusion, and that's spreading around the country.
So this is what happened. He ordered a single hubcap, one hubcap, and got a bill in the mail for a tariff that cost nearly as much as the hubcap itself. And like if you were choosing that, you know, the delivery method, you wouldn't choose it, but he didn't choose this. This is what happened. So he asked Steve on your side to try and sort all this out. 9 News consumer investigator Steve Stager joins us now. And Steve, you did the math. You're really good at math. And this math didn't add up.
The math wasn't mathing. It certainly wasn't. And Paul wanted to be a good grandpa for his granddaughter who's about to start driving. Then an innocent purchase sent him into the ever-confusing world of international trade.
My granddaughter was taking over my son's car, and I wanted it to look nice.
Paul Polack is in the running for Grandpa of the Year.
It was missing hubcaps, so I needed to buy one.
A race that is costing him.
It was rather expensive, but I thought it's brand new.
The new hubcap for the 22-year-old car was $67 through an eBay seller in the UK. But it wasn't the cost that made him wince, nor the $40 that he paid in shipping.
After about 2 weeks, I received a letter from FedEx.
It was the tariff bill.
Customs and Border Patrol has imposed another $46 or $48 tax on that import.
FedEx is asking Paul to reimburse them for the $41.88 tariff, plus a $4.50 fee. That number comes from a long list of tariffs.
One of them's 2.5%. One of them is 10%. Another one is 25%.
Those tariffs include a 10% reciprocal tariff with the UK, 25% for a passenger car part, and another 25% for a medium-heavy car part.
It's just a regular Audi. It's not a big car.
I think he's been pretty severely overcharged.
Keith Maskus is a retired economics professor from CU, who notably was the chief economist for the U.S. State Department from 2016 to 2017. He says a 62.5% tariff on an item like this makes absolutely no sense.
There's no tariff in the United States on products in the UK that would be that high.
He says the recent changes to trade policy might be sparking confusion.
The first thing you should do is write a letter to FedEx and say, I think you've misstated these tariffs, because just look at it. You're charging me a 62% tariff.
Paul worries about that.
I'm afraid if I contest this, because they give you an online form and they tell you, if you contest this and we find we're not at fault, which they probably will, and I would be liable for that $150 fee.
So this helpful grandpa is left with a tough decision.
Where it leaves me, and I'll bet a million other people like me, when you order something from abroad, you're not going to buy it. That's it.
In a statement, FedEx said that they will look into Paul's case and get back to us early next week. I guess we should have paid for same day.
Yeah.
A lot of this has to do with the changes to the de minimis exemption by the Trump administration last year. Used to be able to import less than $800 in goods without paying a tariff. Maskus says that may have caused some kind of confusion when it comes to these importers, and they're still trying to figure out how to sort some of these things out when it comes to a tariff bill like this. What it appears what happened here is that they charged the same tariff. It was almost like they tried to break this up into individual pieces. Now, this is just one single hubcap, but it's like they took every single piece of it and they charged a tariff rate to each of those things. So 10% for one tariff, 25% for one, another 25%, and 2.5% gets it up to 62.5%. So he's paying 2/3 of the price of the item for the tariff.
So this is FedEx getting hit with the tariff, passing it down to the customer, which then becomes, you know, like an extra charge. But, you know, when you order something, you can choose how you want it shipped to you. And if you want to pay the extra money to get it overnight, like you just joked, by the way, that was funny.
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah, right. In this case, the seller on eBay had the account with FedEx, and so they set up the shipment.
You got to go through that.
Yeah, so it was $67 for the part. It was another $40 to ship it to him.
So FedEx didn't know they were charging him. They were charging the other
FedEx just knew that the product was coming to him, so they have to be made whole for the tariff.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I've talked to a few people today who said all of this is so confusing that even the tariff experts out there, the people who do this for a living, aren't sure what's going on with the current state of tariffs in the marketplace right now.
Well, I hope the granddaughter polishes that hubcap.
Yeah, right?
You know, takes special care.
I know.
I think
He said, I want her to have a nice car. She's taken over Dad's car. It's 22 years old. He said, I
that's
want it to look
nice.
special. I love that
I think the
story.
first trip needs to be taking him to lunch or something.
I know,
I'm
right?
just saying.
Yeah.
For maybe like 40
Grandpa to
bucks
lunch.
and some change, right?
Thank
All
you,
right,
Steve.
Steve.
That's good stuff.